Hi everyone, new video, anti-post bets 2020 for Cheltenham Festival. Hopefully there's some new viewers, there's certainly new subscribers and new Twitter followers, so hopefully some new viewers as well. So the purpose of these videos is to try and make a profit from a bank at Cheltenham, give out bets, stakes and see how we do. Tripled the bank in 2019, which is a great profit and delighted with that. I back all the horses I'm putting up on here. I put them up once I think that they're a value bet and that they've shown enough over this season to be included as a bet, and they're not being put up a year before the races. You can't be sure their targets, things like that. So anyway, I'm just trying to make a profit. I'm out to beat the bookmakers. The bookmakers don't like that very much. They tend to want everybody to just give them money. If you don't give them money, they tend to restrict you and make it very difficult to get bets on. But I want people to back the horses if they fancy them, and if they don't fancy them, back their own. People have said I'm not confident enough. I'm going to put a few slightly more controversial things into this video. The two bets that we've had so far were £40 on Honeysuckle for the Mayor's Hurdle at 5-1, and £60 on Lost in Translation at 9-2 for the Gold Cap. That's the two bets we've struck so far. They were put on two videos earlier on. There were also two horses that I was watching and I haven't put bets on yet. They were Cour Sublime for the Champion Hurdle at 25-1 and Defi Dessau at 10s for the Champion Chase. So my views are not affiliated to anybody. I'll say exactly what I think. I'm not the type of person that's going to be scared to say my view on something. I mean, like the jump jockey of the year being Bryony Frost. Well, Bryony Frost's boyfriend's Harry Cobden. And I think Harry Cobden's a better jockey than her, for a start. I'd far rather have Harry Cobden, my horse, than Bryony Frost. So it's a bit of a clique, horse racing writers and people in the media and horse racing, and I like to go against that. They write for papers and work for organisations that are in the bookies' pockets, really. And I'm very much in the camp of Panther and wanting to win. So we watched racing over the weekend that had a lot of bearings on the Cheltenham Festival for 2020, and we'll just go in order of how they're on. And I'm going to talk about the horses in terms of, do I fancy them according to their price now? So starting with Champ in the RSA, don't think he's value, don't think he jumped very well, wasn't very impressed with the form of the race, and like last season where he found City Island a bit too good, I think he'll find one too good in the RSA. His jumping's going to needs to brush up, or he's going to be let down by that. He's going to be chasing the horse that's jumping better than him. And I'm not fully convinced that off the bridle he'll find very much either. He's a bit of a want of a better word, a bit of a bridle ponce, to be honest, and I'm not convinced by him at all. And I'm also not convinced by Barry Geraghty. Like I said, I'll be controversial. I think Barry Geraghty's seen better days, to be honest, and he's on the decline. I'd rather have Mark Walsh or John Joe Neal Jr. on a JP horse, if I was fully honest now. So anyway, I wasn't really impressed with Champ, and I don't think he's value at 4-1. If you've got better than 4-1, you're probably on a good bet, but 4-1, no, not for me. Paisley Park did what Paisley Park does and what he's doing. It's a weak division. He's the rightful favourite, and I think Emma Lavelle is doing very well with the horses that she's got, and I couldn't put anyone off backing Paisley Park apart from the fact it's 3 months before the race and he's pretty short. But he did nothing wrong and enhanced his claims for the Stayers Hurdle and winning again. On to Saturday, only one performance of Cheltenham note to me, and that was Epitante's performance in the old Jerry Fielding. I thought she was very impressive. She was off a low mark, so she's going to have to improve. Even 14-1 for the Mares. She may get outstayed. That would be my worry in the Mares. She could make up into a Champion Hurdle outsider, so that's something to look at as well, especially with Boo Derby out now. So yeah, I thought her performance was very good, and maybe that's more like what they expected to see in the Mayor's Novice last season, but they definitely didn't see it then. So she's one that I was quite impressed with. It hasn't been absolutely slashed in price, and I think maybe she might be, someone, a horse to think about more than anything else. I'll skip a race in Ireland and I'll go on to the Drinmore first and say that I was very impressed with Fakir Dudery's jumping. Everyone will be saying that Sam Crow was coming to beat him. Well, Sam Crow didn't find a whole lot off the bridle last season. He's looked better this season, but till I see it off the bridle with Sam Crow, I'm not going to be convinced. His jumping was far from convincing either, so at the end of the day, Fakir Dudery was jumping far better than him, taking lengths out of him. And yes, he'd moved up stylishly, but we don't know what he'd have found. So for me, taking out of that race, that Fakir Dudery looks an Arkle horse to me. His jumping's a huge asset, and he'll get a lot of horses into trouble with jumping like that. So he'd be a horse I'd be thinking about for the Arkle. As for Sam Crow, the jury's out for me. He still isn't jumping well. He's got a huge engine. We don't know what he'd have found off the bridle. So for me, I would make no judgment on Sam Crow at all after Sunday's performance. Honeysuckles are bet for the mares. A lot of people will be thinking champion hurdle with him with her after that. I'm not convinced that she's a champion hurdle horse yet. Beating Bacardi's, the rest the race fell apart, to be honest. Bacardi's, yes, she beat Bacardi's easily, but Bacardi's is a 3 mile staying hurdler, certainly nowhere near champion hurdle standard. Even in the year of this sort of standard, Bacardi's wouldn't go anywhere near it. So, and her dropping down 4 furlongs, and although she get the mare's allowance, I'm not convinced. I think she'd be a far better bet for the mare's hurdle. That's at present. If she improves to beat some top class 2 milers, then obviously they're going to reroute her to the champion hurdle. But for now, on the form, and that's her best form so far, beating Bacardi's easily over 2 miles 4. I wouldn't say she's a champion hurdle horse yet, but yeah, she could prove to be in the future. But for me at the moment, no. I'd stick with the mare's hurdle. People think I'm biased, but I think seriously she has to do better than beating Bacardi's to be thinking about champion hurdle. Then the performance of the weekend. Before I start, I would say that the Royal Bond was as strong as I've seen. I was really impressed with Abracadabra in the 2 runs, even though his jumping wasn't so fluent. It was better on Sunday. He's come cantering, but he's been beat by a horse who I absolutely was astounded to see win so easily. Really, the way Abracadabra came at him, I thought Envoy Allen was going to have a real fight in his hands. He's won easily. He's got the lot. He jumps, he hurdles really fluently. He stays. He's got a turn of foot, and for me, he's a champion hurdle horse already. I don't care he's a novice. It's a poor year, and I would have Envoy Allen in the champion hurdle. I think he's a better horse than Honeysuckle. For now, I'd back Envoy Allen before I'd bet Honeysuckle in the champion hurdle. I'm happy with the bet on Honeysuckle for the mares, but as a champion hurdle horse, I thought his performance was far superior to hers. I know that she's won on the bridle, but she's beat Bacardi's, a staying plodder, whereas he's beaten top class novices easily, pulling out more, exactly how he won the bumper when Blue Sari came to him. His time was very, very fast, and I just think he's got the lot. For me, I'd have Envoy Allen in the champion hurdle. I hope that's the way Connections will go. I'm not really seeing the opposition for him, and the only reason I wouldn't put him up as a bet is it's far too risky that they just stay in the novice company. But for me, if he's going chasing next season, I'd have him in the champion hurdle. Alderbrook's won it as a novice. Royal Gate and Make a Stand all were novices when they went into the race. Pentland Hills is a shorter price. He's had 3 runs over hurdles, and Envoy Allen's had 2. So for me, I'd be all over Envoy Allen for the champion hurdle if I knew he was going there. I thought it was a special performance. Probably the most impressive performance I've seen over jumps this season, and I was blown away by Envoy Allen. So that's my view on the racing. Hopefully you like the views. I put up slightly alternative views. I'm not one of these that's going to say like a jockey's ridden a good race when he hasn't. I know that the risks they take, but like the racing pundits and the people on television for racing are actually spineless. They will not call anybody out for anything. Poor rides are just brushed aside as if the horse hasn't gone well, or there's any excuse, but it's an excuse to excuse the jockey or their friends who are jockeys, because they will not slate a jockey, they won't slate a trainer, they won't say that anybody's made any mistake. Everybody's just all over each other in the racing industry. Like I said about Bryony Frost being Jump Jockey of the Year, that's an absolute joke, really. And I'm going to say things like that. I'm going to say that Barry Geraghty's on the decline, because I'm not Barry Geraghty's friend, and I'm not going to be saying he's ridden a good race on certain horses when he hasn't. So, yeah, slightly alternative, looking to make a profit, want to beat the bookies, want people to subscribe. I'll be trying. The bets are being put off by me as well. If they lose, I lose, and you lose. If they win, I win. Tripled the bank last season, hoping to do that this season. But a profit will be fine, but I'd like to triple it. I'd like to do even better than tripling it. But anyway, that's my views on last week's racing. The horses I took out of the weekend. Envoy Allen was a very special horse. I'd take him to the champion hurdle. Honeysuckle was very good. Still need to see more before she's a champion hurdle horse, but she's a definite worthy joint favourite for the mares. I thought Abracadabra ran well. If Envoy Allen's not in the Supreme, he'd be favourite for me. And Fakir Didiri's jumping will stand him in good stead in an Arkle. So anyway, I'll thank you for watching. Hopefully you like some of the views or watching an alternative view. And if you do, hopefully you'll subscribe, make a comment below. And I'll speak to you in about a week or so with more anti-post views, hopefully a bet, but it's still 3 months to the festival and we don't want to be using up all the bank yet. So thanks for watching, I wish you a good week and bye for now.